Greetings. Today I'm going to do a video review of the Carvin C980T Jumbo Acoustic-Electric. First, a disclaimer. I bought the guitar about 2 months ago and I'm very pleased with it, but I'm not getting any money from Carvin to do this review, and I don't work for Carvin. I did go out to San Diego and play the guitar before I bought it, and most people probably don't have that opportunity. So I thought I would give you an idea of how it plays and what it sounds like for those that can't make that trip. But first, a few basics on the specs. It's got a solid spruce top, rosewood back and sides, a mahogany neck, where the body has a gloss finish, the neck has a satin finish, which I really like because it makes my hands slide up and down the neck a little easier, especially once your hands start sweating a little bit. It also has Goto gold colored tuners. Flipping back around, it is an acoustic electric with Fishman electronics built in with the standard EQ, volume, and so on, but it also has a built-in tuner, which I find very handy. I use a lot of different tunings, so that comes in quite handy to have the built-in tuner. So that's all I'm going to give you on the specs. If you'd like more there, you can find those on Carvin's website at carvin.com. Now I'm going to run through a few song pieces, and going to start out unplugged with flat pick and some open chord type stuff. So I think you can hear the guitar sounds very nice, and it has a nice full tone. It's not overly bassy or overly bright. It's very balanced, and I think can be played for a lot of different styles. I'm going to do one more open chord type song with some single note hits in the middle of the chords. Again, a nice full balanced sound, which I think is useful for quite a few different styles. So I'm going to change and do a little finger style now to give you an idea of how the guitar sounds like with a little lighter attack on the strings. I should mention that up to now I've been unplugged. You can see nothing back here. So let's grab the wire now and switch on the amp. And I'll mention that I'm playing into a Fender Passport PA system with speakers here and here, so it is a stereo system. Of course, we're running a mono input into it, but I think you'll see that the guitar sounds almost identical. And in fact, my webcam is set to reduce the volume if the volume gets too loud while playing plugged in, so you may not be able to tell that much difference. But we are plugged in, so I'll run through a little bit of that same fingerstyle piece. Now, still plugged in, I'm going to give you an idea of what the guitar sounds like using a capo. So capo on the 3rd fret and still playing fingerstyle. I'd like to talk a little bit now about the fit, finish, and setup. These Cobalt guitars are made offshore to keep the price down, but final setup is done in the Carvin factory in San Diego. So I haven't adjusted this guitar at all, haven't worked with the nut, saddle, or the truss rod, but setup right out of the box is excellent, especially for someone who plays primarily fingerstyle like myself. The action is very low up to the 9th, 10th, 11th fret. I can do fingerstyle stuff way up the neck. And at the same time, when I use a flat pick, I'm not getting any buzz. And you saw on the loud strummers that I was doing that if there were any problems, those were me, not the guitar. As far as finish, there's nothing to complain about. It's first quality. And I would put it right up there with any acoustics that I've seen. The action, again, is lower than I think any acoustic I've picked up off the shelf. For me, the gold standard for action is the Martin HD28VR. You might have seen me playing on some of my other YouTube videos. And that guitar was professionally set up for me to play fingerstyle on, so its action is as good as most electrics, and this one is right there with it, straight out of the box. So now I'm going to do some single note stuff and some power chord stuff to give you an idea of a little bit harder attack on the guitar. Going to do one more song now with some open chords and some single note runs. Tone-wise, I think the Cobalt has a nice tone across a variety of styles, from flat picking to strumming to finger style, unplugged or plugged in. It sounds great in all situations. It's easily playable. The action is very good and probably could be tuned even a little bit lower. To compare the Carvin to my Martin really isn't a fair comparison from a tone standpoint, because the Martin's 14 years old and has had quite a few years for the wood to age out. But the Carvin has a nice balanced sound up or down the neck, with the capo without, plugged in or unplugged. So I think if you're considering a guitar in this price range, you couldn't go wrong by looking at the Cobalt series from Carvin. Going to turn on the tuner, and real quickly I'm going to go to a drop D. So that's pretty close. And drop my high E to a D as well. There goes my script. Okay, so we're in double drop D tuning now, and I'm going to leave you with one of my favorite pieces, and let's see if I can do this without butchering it. I'm going to give you a little Black Water from the Doobie Brothers.